Devin Jatho is back, and editors that master his style now can rank in thousands of dollars. And that's why in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to create this style. I'm going to show you the secret, how to create his iconic captions, how to add his engaging zooms, and lastly, his transitions. Now let's jump into it. I'm here in Premiere Pro, and that's for a reason. I'm first going to generate some captions. So let's import the media. I'm just going to drag test video in here. Let's drag this to a new sequence. And this is one of the reels that I posted. Let's go to text and then make sure you have your sequence selected and then hit transcribe. Now this will save you hours of time because then you don't have to manually caption everything in After Effects. You will still have to add some effects to it, but we'll do that later. Once it's done, I'm gonna go to captions and then create captions from transcript. Open the settings. I'm gonna use double line and I'm gonna make sure that the maximum length is a bit lower and the minimum duration, I would say around 2 seconds. And you can play around with these settings. The longer you make this, the more captions or the longer the captions are. And I don't want those really long sentences. I also don't want just words popping up. I want like 3 words every time. So you can always hit create and then undo it and then try it again. I think this is perfect. The positioning and the font style is horrible. We'll change that later. First, I'm gonna now select these captions and hit graphics and then upgrade caption to graphic. There we go. And now that you've done this, we can just select this, hit Command C or Control C on Windows, and then we can go to After Effects. And this is a trick not a lot of people know. You don't even have to use dynamic linking and stuff like that. We can just create a new composition. We can just make it social media portrait HD. Make sure that it's quite long so we have enough time on our composition. Let's put it 1 minute and 10 seconds. Hit OK. And then we can just hit Command V or Control V on Windows. So we'll just paste it. And as you can see, it will paste all the captions and stuff like that. Now it will edit as a composition. Basically, as you can see, all these text layers are not text layers, they're compositions. And I don't want that. I want to make sure that these are just text layers. Now, I actually have a plugin called the Fullstack Editor Club SaaS plugin. And you can buy this plugin separately in the description, but you also get it for free once you're a member. And once you join the Fullstack Editor Club, you also get access to a ton of deep dives, including a deep dive of Devin Jatho, where we'll go even more in depth into his style. You also get all my project files, all my assets, and you get access to exclusive potential clients. Link is in the description. Now, going back to the video, I think it's a bit shit if I would just recommend to buy this plugin and not show you another way. There is also this free plugin. You can name your own price, so you can put this on 0 or you can put some money in there if you want to support this creator. And then you can get this plugin. It's called Unprecompose. Trust me, this is handy to have anyway. And again, you can get it absolutely for free. All right, now we're going to unprecomp them. So I'm going to select all of my comps by holding shift, selecting the first one and then clicking on the last one. And I'm just going to hit the unprecomp button. There we go. And as you can see, we have all the text layers now. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scale down the footage. Look at that face. Doesn't look scary at all, right? Okay, let's scale it down. You can just do this by right clicking and then transform fit to comp, and that will automatically scale it right exactly to the composition. Now let's style the text. I'm just going to select the text layer, and first I'm going to change the font. And the font that Devin Jatho uses a lot is Tactic Sans. Don't tell anyone. We can use Tactic Sans bold or black, for example. Black is even a bit more thick. Maybe I'm just going to go for bold for now. And I'm also going to make sure it's all caps. And we do this by clicking on this button, and then we have our all caps text. Now I do also want to make sure that the text is fully visible. I'm going to double click on it and just see where the rest is. And it's not here. I think that's just because our line height is really high. It's set to 115. I don't know why it's that high. So let's see if we dial this down, if we can see the text then. So this is already better. We have a nice other font. Now we can actually already do that or do the same with the other text layers by just selecting all of them at once and then just changing the text here. It will save a bit of time later on. So just type in Tactic Sans bold, regular, set the line height to auto, and of course also hit the all caps feature. And if we now just scroll through it, as you can see, text will already be nice and cool. Now let's stylize it. And to stylize it, we need to separate these words. We can do that by duplicating the layer a few times and then masking some text. But I also have this feature in the Fullstack Editor plugin. This is not to sell the plugin, by the way. I just included all the features that I use every single day. So I can just separate it by word, save some time. As you can see, they will just be separate words, and then I can just drag them wherever I want. But again, there is also a plugin called Text Exploder. I think that is not free. No, that's not free, but you can use this to separate the text, or you just separate it manually. And you can also just do that by duplicating it a few times. Want to exclude or include. So for example, just separating the words like this. It just takes a bit more time, right? So now we have the 2 texts. I removed the first, so it's just Become Pro Editor. And now let's stylize it. On the first one, I'm going to add a bit of a glow. So just go to the effects and presets. You can also use a deep glow. I want to keep it easy for you guys, so you don't have to pay a bunch of plugins. And I also just want to show it how to do it for free. So let's add a glow to it. And then basically you just add a bunch of radius and then just make sure the intensity is dialed down by a lot. Basically, you want to make sure that this is just a tiny bit, like not too much. The glow will automatically also add a bit of a shadow to it, which I actually don't mind because then we can see it a bit better. But again, you don't want to overdo this. Something like this could work. And let's go to the Pro Editor and let's stylize this one too. Just right click and layer styles and then add a gradient overlay. Don't use a gradient ramp. It's really unhandy. If you want to move the text, then gradient ramp doesn't move with it. And the nice thing about this, we can just go into the gradient overlay. Later on, we can just copy and paste this. So let's just use this. We're gonna edit the gradient and let's make this maybe from bluish to something like this. And then you can even change the scale or the angle. The angle will just change the direction of the gradient. I'm gonna set that a bit to 80 degrees. And the scale is basically how the gradient is scaled. So if you set this really low, you'll see that it will be like almost like a straight line. You will really see the gradient. And if you have it at 100%, it will be nice and stretched out. You can even make it stretch out even more. Go to 150%, for example, and make it look a bit more soft. But I like, now we can even add a bevel emboss to this. So right click, layer styles, bevel emboss. And by the way, I hate bevel emboss the way it looks. So we need to stylize it. And to do so, let's change the settings a bit. First, I'm gonna set the shadow opacity to 0. I don't want the shadow. I just want this highlight effect. Then I want it to be really soft. And I want the depth to be like 20%. Now we can also add a CC light sweep effect on it. I'm not the biggest fan of this. I like it really subtle on a card, but on a text, it can look a bit ugly in my opinion. So I'm just gonna keep it like this. I am gonna add a glow to it too. So let's just copy this over and paste this onto our text. Now, as you can see, it's way too heavy. So let's set the glow intensity to maybe 0.1 or 0.2 and the glow radius to maybe 20, maybe something like this. Glow radius, I put it quite high, so it's a bit spread out. And we've got our text, but it's not animated yet, and we do want that. For the text animation, we can use the standard position or we can use an animator. I like to use an animator because it's a bit easier to save as a preset, so we can just reuse it every time. So if you open the text and you hit the animate, we can change that to position. And then the position, let's move this a bit lower, probably something like this. Then go into the range selector, go into advanced. The first thing I want to do is change the shape to ramp up and the ease low to 100% and the based on to be on lines. Then I'm going to animate the offset. So let's just set a keyframe and I want it to go to 100%. So let's move it to 100%, move it a bit to the right and then set it to minus 100%. So basically what it will just do, it will just move really quickly. We can even start the keyframe at probably like minus 50. So it will just look like this. And then of course you can fade it in. Devin Jatho doesn't. I've seen a lot of his captions just appear, and to fade it in, we can literally just add a property and then opacity and set that to 0. And that will just fade in the words as well. I think it's a bit more clean. We can even add a bit of a blur to it. And like I said, the cool thing is we can just drag this to our animations and presets and then save this as a preset. So if you drag this, floop, just like that, and then we can give it a name. For example, fade up, and then it will appear here. And then you can just drag it to a text layer. And by the way, this is another cool secret. It's not just the animator, it's also the effect. So for example, if we just select the animator, hold Command or Control on Windows and go to effects and then drag this to the effects and presets, we can now save this as fade up plus glow. And once we drag this to a layer, let's go to animation presets, user presets. For example, let's go to a next layer like this one. If we now just double click on this, it will add the glow to it, and it will also automatically animate it. Now keep in mind, the keyframes that will be added where your cursor or where your timeline is. For example, let's select all of them and then double click on this preset. It will add them to it, but if we now press U to see the keyframes, as you can see, all the keyframes are at the same time. What if I told you there's a workaround? And it's built into After Effects. It's super easy. We can just go to the start of this one, for example. It doesn't really matter. We can hit the left bracket on our keyboard. They will all be aligned and it will look really ugly. We can use this fade up and glow to it. And then we want to have them back staggered how they were. And this is a feature that is in After Effects. We can just right click, keyframe assistant, and then sequence layers. No overlap, hit OK. And they will just be how they were. But now with a glow and with this animation added to it. Now, of course, we still have to go through it and not everything is perfect, but you can add any preset to this using this technique. Now, I do also want to copy this animator and paste it on the Pro Editor. Just in terms of timing, I want it a bit later. So it's just become Pro Editor. Very nice. Now, another thing Devin Jatho does a lot is scales. That's for a specific reason. You want to keep people engaged, and having scales on the right moment or on the words can really drag people in. So for example, here I am saying become Pro Editor. That could be become Pro Editor, 3 zooms. Whereas a lot of editors, they just do one slow scale. And to do that, we can just go to the layer, press S for scale and set a keyframe on this. Let's drag this a bit to the left, hold shift so it clicks into place. And then we can just time this. So it's how, and then scale a bit, go a bit further, scale a bit, and further, scale a bit. And then back to the beginning. Let's zoom it out again. Now select all of these keyframes, hit F9 on your keyboard to easy ease them, and then go to the graph editor. Make sure it's set to edit speed graph so we see this nice graph. And basically what I want to do is easy ease the keyframes just a tiny bit, just like this. There are also plugins for this to make this a bit easier, including the Fullstack Editor plugin. I like to just do it a bit like this. And what I also like to do is selecting all of these keyframes, holding Alt, and then moving them up a bit. And why I'm doing this is so there's continuous movement. It doesn't stop fully with the scale. Now it's a bit too slow. We can select these keyframes, and this is another secret. You just hold Alt and then drag these keyframes a bit closer. That will basically squish them together. So it's like how to become pro editor. And then it zooms out. And now let's make a cool transition. I'm going to go to layer, new adjustment layer, and then basically just make sure that it's about here where I want the transition. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a lens blur to this, camera lens blur, and I'm going to set that to 15, set a keyframe, press U on a keyboard. Let's make sure this is exactly on the transition, and let's set this to 0. So it goes from 0 to 15, and then I want it to go to 0 again. And of course, select these keyframes and hit F9 on your keyboard to make them a bit more smooth. And this is a really realistic blur that looks like a real camera lens blur, just like this. And another thing he does is almost like a flash exposure effect. You can use an invert for this, but you can also just use the exposure effect for this. So we can just drag that on it, and then we can just keyframe the exposure. And this is also a really organic and natural way to add a cool transition to this. We can just drag this keyframe to the beginning and then make it set to a bit brighter, around 1, for example. You can also use the offset. The offset is more like a white layer on top of it. It depends a bit on the video what's better. So let's just keep it like this. And again, hit F9 on your keyboard to easy ease this. And as you can see, it's really organic. And the cool thing is now we can just hit Alt left bracket and then go to the end, hit Alt right bracket. And then if we want this effect, we can just duplicate it and move it around wherever we want. So for example, here we can have it again. And then you get something like this. If you want to see the full deep dive, then do check out the Fullstack Editor Club. Link is in the description. Do let me know what you want to see next in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers, and I'm going to give away a laptop, a MacBook Pro. I'm so excited for that. Also, thanks for all the support. You guys are amazing. And then I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.